What's up, everybody? Welcome back again to West Coast Pop. It is your boy, the Final Boss, and once again, we are finally back with another entry into the Champions Series, and we have a hell of a champion for you right here. We have Mercedes KV, Sasha Banks, Mercedes Monè. Championships galore all across the globe, from the Indies to NXT to WWE and maybe even Stardom.
Well, I'm the legit boss.
That's facts. It's facts. It's my bad. No maybes. You the legit boss. You
no
right.
respect around.
Nah. You right. We'll put some respect on the day. You the legit boss. And come February 18th, you are winning the IWGP Women's Championship from Kyrie.
I'm the leader, and I'm the calm.
Yes, it's my bad. Of course. Got you. Conversation. Legit boss. You heard it here first. The blueprint. Don't come for me. That being said, let's get into it now with the first entry on the list. First up, we have Mercedes KV taking on Mia Svensson to become the Ring Wars Carolina No Limits champion back in March of 2012. In this hard-hitting battle, this future Mania main eventer would hit the roundhouse kick like her name was Mercedes Van Dam for the victory. And just like that, like a flash, the young GOAT has gold. Time to pop the bubbly. But it doesn't stop there. That's why you're watching the video. Like a Brinks truck, the money keeps rolling. Next up, still on the Indies, not just one championship, but a second. Jumping back to 2011, Mercedes KV defeats Alexis, now known as Alicia Edwards, in Impact Wrestling. Back then, in an I Quit match, Alexis was on top and Mercedes KV came to take the throne. As soon as she grabbed gold, she ran with that thing like she was Barry Sanders. No one could stop her, breaking an all-time record for the promotion as the new longest reigning champion with 260 days under her belt before she went over to the land of NXT. Mercedes KV, now known as Sasha the Legit Boss Banks, takes on Charlotte, the current champion, Becky Lynch, and Bayley, also known as the Four Horsewomen. You guys already know the story. It is history. The women's evolution got a jetpack in them, and they went straight to the moon. These women tore the house down. The last kicker, Becky Lynch, put in work, leg drops all over the place, double team moves. The hugger, Bayley, was doing her thing. Charlotte was a champ, but she got rolled up for the victory by Sasha. And we all know this was just a start, as she had that NXT TakeOver Brooklyn match against Bayley. That was a match of the year. So if there's anyone that knows how to end their reign in style, that is Sasha Banks, and you'll see that trend coming. But off to the main roster now. And in the year of 2016, this rivalry between Sasha and Charlotte was on fire. I mean, this is historic Hall of Fame stuff. They came off of a triple threat match that included Becky at WrestleMania. Should have had Bayley in there. I don't know why they didn't do that, but hopefully get that rematch soon. But I digress. She came up short in that match. Even though she came up short, she shined, having a jumping suicide dive through the ropes into a flip. I mean, come on now. The woman was on fire. She got cost the match at Mania, but I digress. Off to Monday Night Raw, July 2016, to have her revenge. She snaps in the bank statement on Charlotte once again and is relentless. She will not let go. The legit boss is now a legit champion, and the way she applied that bank statement, you would have thought Charlotte owed her money with interest. I mean, goddamn. But now, the Sasha Banks is crowned Raw Women's Champion. Like I said, in 2016, this rivalry was on fire. Back and forth, blow for blow, bar for bar. Charlotte and Sasha were in sync. I would call this feud of the year, and they had the matches to back it up. Banger after banger after banger. And for a newly established world title, this was the perfect rivalry to kick off with. The only thing I would say is I would have loved to have Sasha get a proper defense of the belt. But at the end of the day, a win is a win. Now, after her first reign ended in her hometown of Boston at SummerSlam, what was the boss left to do? She had no other choice but to walk into Flair country, into Charlotte, North Carolina. And in a Falls Count Anywhere match, the only goal was to win at all costs. And for the fourth time in a row, Sasha was the Reaper for Charlotte, beating the brakes off of her again. This time tapping her out in the crowd. This visual was amazing. And if Booker T was here, he'd say, Charlotte just got knocked the hell out. That's what just happened. Charlotte is down. Charlotte is down. Charlotte is down. Now tell me something. What do you do after you've beaten Charlotte 4 times for a world title? You're a 3-time Raw Women's Champion. You already had a classic masterpiece of a match in Brooklyn. I'll tell you what, Let's avenge a loss in SummerSlam with new talent, new blood, and a new dance partner, Alexa Bliss. Let's become a 4-time Raw Women's Champion. And hey, let's do it in Brooklyn. Let's avenge that loss too. SummerSlam 2017, the greatest state of them all, New York State, Brooklyn, New York. Sasha Banks becomes a 4-time record-breaking World Raw Women's Champion. Not only did she do that, she did it in style with one of the coolest, greatest ring attire entrances you could imagine. The legit boss, the blueprint is stunting. I mean, come on now. At this point, what is there left to do? For real. 4-time Raw champion, NXT champion. You're part of the 4 Horsewomen. You're breaking records, having classics, match of the years. What is left to do? Let's take the person we had a match of the year with, your best friend, and let's go out to an Elimination Chamber match and become the first ever WWE World Women's Tag Team Champions. And this match was a classic right here. Probably the best match in this title's history might have been the first one. We have the Boss and Hug Connection taking on the Iconics, Peyton Royce and Billie Kay, taking on Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, Tamina and Nia Jax, Naomi and Carmella, and of course the Riot Squad members Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan. But none of that mattered, as this was the night for Boss and Hug, as they became the inaugural first ever WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. And this was such a cool night, such a cool moment, and I'm glad it happened in an Elimination Chamber with a lot of very talented tag teams. It is a shame that none of them are still here together, but nonetheless, this was a hell of an accomplishment, man, and they will forever go down in history as the first ever Women's Tag Team Champions. Not to mention, to this point, every single main roster championship Sasha Banks has won has been won by tap out. If that's not a devastating, all-time great submission move, I don't know what is. And she locked it in with her foot, man. Come on. Like I always say in these videos, if you do it once, you got to do it twice. And no longer are they known as the Boss and Hug Connection. No, kick that to the curb. Bump that. They are now the golden role model in what was probably Bayley's best run on the main roster. The now good girls gone bad. The golden role models took over SmackDown. And let's take a moment. Let's get a round of applause, please. Let's take a moment here. And let's thank the golden role models, Sasha Banks and Bayley, for carrying the pandemic. They carried the pandemic era with great character work, great in-ring work, and they were on fire. With that being said, back to our regularly scheduled program. And for the second time in her career, she became WWE Women's Tag Team Champion. This time, they knocked off the new best friend group of Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross Bliss, if you will, on a SmackDown in May 2020. Not only was the company on their backs, but now gold was too. I tried to tell y'all, man, in the last entry, but this was the era of the golden role models. I don't care if it was by hook or by crook. Like I said before, a win is a win. Vin Diesel says, doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile, winning is winning. And in the record books of July 2020, 2 belts Banks was born. She became the Raw Women's Champion for a 5th time defeating Asuka. Now, some might call it a robbery. In this video, it's about Sasha, so we're going to call it an opportunity. We're going to call it her 5th title win by countout. As in the back, Bayley was playing basketball with Kairi Sane's head on the garage. In the back, Asuka had to run to save her friend. She picked her friend over the title. We know what Sasha did. She picked the title. Move over Lay Cool. Move over Charlotte and Becky. The dynamic duo of Bayley and Sasha now hold all the gold in WWE. This is unthinkable. This is unimaginable. This is legendary. Again, we got to give it up to both golden role models during this time. This was their era. They carried the show when we needed them the most. They showed up and delivered, proving again Sasha can dance with any partner. And dance she may. In 2020, with her former tag partner Bayley,
they went off. Everyone, and I mean everyone, thought it'd be Sasha that turned on Bayley. But in actuality, it was Bayley that turned on Sasha, and now it was time to battle it out in the Hell in a Cell match. It just truly is unbelievable how good they are together, delivering another match of the year classic in their second singles match against each other. They say best friends put on the best matches together, and this is the best example of that point because every single moment in this match was a highlight. They tore it down. And when you look at the year of 2020, you'll think of Sasha the Blueprint Banks as she ended the year with not one, not two, not three titles, trifecta. I don't think it's been done in the history to win all 3 belts in 1 year, and she did it. So again, when I tell you that these two carried the pandemic era, it's nothing but the truth, no exaggeration. Shout out to these women again, man. The Golden Role Models tore it down. I gotta add in the fact that she would take this title run and go on to headline WrestleMania against the EST Bianca Belair. Coming out looking like $1 million, great entrance. She owned the title, she owned the night, and they stole the show. Match of the night, match of the weekend, match of the year, match of the generation. Sasha and Bianca will go down in history as one of the greatest main events in WrestleMania history. And I'm so glad we get to see 2 black women main event. Not to mention, they both won a damn mess before this match. So what more in WWE does Sasha Banks have to do? She's a SmackDown Women's Champion, Mania main eventer, Raw Women's Champion, NXT Women's Champion, and now she is the woman with the most reigns as WWE Women's Tag Team Champion. Let's not forget also, she never lost this belt. She never lost this belt. She stood her ground and fought for something bigger than the title itself, bigger than wrestling itself. And I'm so glad her and Naomi did what they did. And don't believe any other narrative that try to throw some dirt on their names. These two are class acts and world-class talents. But as far as the next entry on the list, we have Sasha Banks teaming with a new partner, Naomi, her former bad partner, to win her 3rd WWE Women's Tag Team Championship and her first WrestleMania, count it, first WrestleMania win. It is criminal that it took this long, but it finally happened. Her and Naomi knocked off the former champions, Zelina and Carmella, in a 4-way match that included Liv and Rhea, a short-lived but very cool tag team, and Shayna and Natalya. With all that talent in the ring, Sasha and Naomi came together once again, and on the grandest stage of them all, they hit a new tag team finisher. While Naomi held their opponent up, Sasha rolled in for the Codebreaker Slam. 1, 2, 3, you can count to 10. It is all she wrote. Wherever she walks, her story is history. Everything she does is history. And now in her 3rd reign at WrestleMania, Sasha and Naomi become the first black women to hold the tag team championships together. Now what's left? She left WWE. She's already a Hall of Famer, already top 10 in history. What is left to do? What is left? You shake up the world again, you bet on yourself, and you are
Money.
And in Star Wars The Mandalorian, it was more money, more problems for Boba Fett as he got the tornado DDT. Even without WWE, her stock is through the roof, acting, modeling, and wrestling still. And that brings us to our special entry on the list. Let us know when this video comes out. Did she win the IWGP Championship? Can we add another entry to this list? Hit up the chat, man. Flood the chats. She has the IWGP Championship against Kairi Sane this Saturday, February 18th. She might even face Mickie James for the Impact Knockouts Championship for the last rodeo. Accolades galore. Where will the money train go next? Will it be Impact Wrestling, AEW? We already know she's going to be in New Japan Pro Wrestling and Stardom. So let us know in the chats below what you think of the video. What do you think of her debut in New Japan and Stardom? Did she win her match against Kairi Sane? Is she now, in her first match, the 2nd IWGP Women's World Champion? And of course, don't forget to hit the like button, share, and subscribe if you like these championship videos. We have more in the series coming. Let us know, again, who you want to see featured, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace out.